I'm Rick Altman. Thanks a million for tuning in to this inaugural episode of the greatest hits of the Presentation Summit, where we will chronicle 19 years of times that we have made people's jaws drop all the way to the floor. So tune in early and often across these next several months. We're going to cover all 4 of the tenets that we do at the conference: message crafting, presentation design, PowerPoint technique, and delivery. And if I were smart, I would tell you to click the button somewhere down there that says subscribe so we can tell you automatically whenever we publish. I'm not that smart. The thing about cropping a photo, it simply makes you a better photographer. And just about all of us could use that, because few of us compose a photo properly at first. Here's a standard photo. This is my wife and a good friend of ours at our 30th wedding anniversary a year ago, although it feels like 150 years ago because it was pre-COVID when we could actually celebrate and hang out together in person. This photographer did what most photographers do: take 2 people, put them in the center, and photograph them from head to toe. You know, rarely is that the best way to take a photo. And by cropping this photo a little bit, we can make it better. You know, you don't have to go head to toe. That's a better photo. Now, these 2 are still stuck right in the center, and generally, if you move people off to one side or another, that's going to be better still. And I would argue that this 3rd iteration is more intimate and more interesting and more vital. And all we did was crop a little bit. Here's another photo. Once again, my wife Becky and our younger daughter Jamie. And these 2 are enjoying a nice moment here. And it's a fine photo. But again, do we really need all that headroom up there? No, we don't. And we could get even a little bit tighter. I'm a big fan of cutting off body parts, as I've done here. Once again, that just creates more intimacy. You be the judge. Now, what I will notice on the photo on the right when we're in that tight is you really see that dude hanging out at the volleyball court. There's a solution for that also, but PowerPoint can't do it. It needs about 10 minutes in a program like Photoshop, and problem solved. Now, the mechanics of cropping photos is really not difficult at all. Right click, there's the command right there. Here are the handles. And the thing about cropping is that it does not distort the photo. It's not like pulling on these little guys right here where now I have distorted the photo. So when you crop, you are not changing the aspect ratio of the photo. Now, the other thing about cropping is if I double click the photo, here's the tool again, and from this drop down there's all sorts of other things that you can do. For instance, you can crop it into a shape. You can also crop it to a particular aspect ratio. So now here, this photo will always be 16 by 9, and so I could then size it to a standard slide. The other thing that you can do in crop mode is essentially create lots of different photos. And here is the technique that many people don't really know about. All right, so there's a nice photo of just me and my other daughter, Erica. When you're in cropping mode, though, you can then move around the photo. See, watch what happens as I just move around a little bit. And of course, I can still change the crop. So now, my father, whom we just celebrated his 100th birthday, now he's part of this photo. There's my sister Jan, Jody, and Becky. I can make lots of different photos just from one photo itself. And while I'm in cropping mode, I can always continue to scale the photo up and down. So you want to think of the cropping window as just a little periscope into your photo. And as long as you stay in crop mode, you can continue to do this. That's the secret sauce to cropping right there, the things that you can do when you stay in crop mode. You have access to both the cropping handles and the sizing handles, and you can move the photo around inside the cropping window. That's the thing that many people don't know about, and that's what really brings power to the command. Let's take a look. So here's a slide that's going to be made better with some photos. I've got 3 photos, all of which are going to be alongside phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. So this photo is going to come somewhere over here and hang out in this position here. All right, and that's going to anchor the rest of this. Now the second photo, we want to be sort of in the same general place, maybe not quite that deep. So let's enter crop mode and let's bring him up just a little bit. And now we want to make him much bigger. Well, once I've established the place that that photo is going to be, the space that that photo is going to occupy, then I just use crop to fine tune it. So I want to be in tight. I want to maybe go right up to the top of his fingers right there. And we're good. Now let's do this again for this one. Same thing, right click, there's crop mode. Now this photo is not even close to the space I want it to be in, but you know what? I can still drag those handles over so I am defining the space where the photo is going to go. And again, now I just drag the photo into that space. That's close. Closer still. And again, I like getting in nice and tight with my photos. And now we have a much better slide, thanks to cropping. The key here is experimentation and remembering that once you're in crop mode, then you can do just about anything to the photo. You can crop it, you can size it, you can move it. That's the secret sauce that a lot of people don't know about. One final thought about crop is to consider using it in conjunction with morph. Now, true that you can't just morph one photo into another. However, you can use morph to go from one photo to a cropped version of that same photo. And that will give you some really interesting opportunities. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.